So when I decided to do this video, it made me puzzle and think for a while because I happened to experience something similar, and it just dawned on me how powerful our thoughts are, right? How our imagination can be because it's a whole world. That's why on social media like TV, media in general, if you take note, focuses on our thoughts. If they succeed in shaping how you think and how you view things, then they literally control and direct your life. Like, who has the control panel of your love life? Is a question I'm asking you before I deep into this video, right? So the title is Imagination, the place of imagination in love. And because why did I title this video so? Because it dawned on me that the Holy Spirit was helping me highlight different aspects of how imagination influences and shapes the love lives of people, right? And what God wants to do in their life as far as love is concerned. And I sat in church one day and the man of God said something. I don't know if he was joking or what, but he said something. He said something like it was from some form of limitation. Sorry, and I looked at it and I was asking God, but why did he say that? And I heard clearly he is going to get exactly what he believes and thinks because I don't violate the thoughts of men. That's what God said. He said, I cannot violate their thought. I want to help some of them, but their thinking pattern, the way they think, their imagination literally stops me from entering and changing and from helping them manifest the divine love and the promises that I have for them. And I began to think, I was like, Lord, tell me more. How deep can this be and how far can it go? And I opened my Bible and he began to show me the thoughts of men in the Old Testament. He began to relate with me about different instances where he couldn't do much because the thoughts of men, right, blocked him. And we have this common example in church about the Tower of Babel, right? And in the Tower of Babel, it speaks about men who gathered and they were unanimous. They said they were building a tower that was going to touch the top of heaven. Their imagination was wide, their imagination was big. And the Bible tells us that they were going to do so. They were actually building what they imagined in their minds was actually going to happen. But God had to disrupt that one because why? It was for destruction. It wasn't going to serve them, it wasn't going to help them, and probably it was going to create a lot of problem on the earth realm. So we're talking about imagination, right? There, because your thinking pattern permits and gives room for different things to manifest in your life. God can have a mercy on you and let you have certain things, right? But his ultimate will is for you to work out that imagination and let your thoughts align, your thought pattern align with his. Because until your thought pattern aligns with his, there are certain things that your imagination, if you imagine certain things and you dwell on it and you meditate on it, there's what the Bible calls the meditations of your heart. Like you're gradually thinking on something, you're constantly thinking on something. I don't want to go. This was just to lay ground for what I'm about to discuss because we're talking about love, right? The imagination of love. I met this man and patterns keep repeating in his life. How? Because there was something about imagination. Every time he would say stuff like, ladies come to my life, they eat my money, and then they vanish. I'm already used to that's how it's going to be. And so each time he was in a relationship, the first thing that would come to his mind is what happened. I know there's a place of trauma, right, that he needed to heal from, but there was also an issue of imagination because aside healing, there was this imagination. He will say he will start, if he's with a lady, he will start imagining all the negative things that she will do before she even does anything. He will start projecting it, meditating on it, conceiving it, And before he realizes it happens, and he will say things like, I'm so unlucky when it comes to love. I knew that it was going to end like this. All ladies are fake. And I'm not just talking for on the side of men, but women do experience and say things like that. I've met people who continually curse themselves as far as love is concerned. And he kept saying that again and again and again and again, and he kept experiencing the same pattern over and over and over and over, until we had this meeting where we spoke, and I explained to him. I said, what do you want to see in your life? He said what he wanted was a woman who was loyal, faithful, and who was willing to settle. I said, okay, yeah, are you willing to settle? He said yes. And I asked him, what are you ready to do to change a narrative? What are you ready to do to see a different thing happen? And I called his attention to the fact that from all the stories that he narrated to me, I noticed that in each of these stories, he said he would always imagine. Those were his exact words. He said he would imagine the worst case scenario of what will happen, and that was exactly what he got. And I told him that, you know what, it's God's mercy that preserved you, because God could have still allowed someone to enter your life, and because you kept sustaining a third person that the person was going to eventually leave, God just wanted to spare you. That's why all the relationships ended at dating phase. Because imagine getting married, having kids with somebody, and sustaining that imagination that soon they are going to leave. I just want to, concerning your thought life, like what's your imagination like concerning it? And I'm not talking here to talk about trauma. Maybe you went through a traumatic situation and you're still to recover from it. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, what do you imagine constantly when you think about relationship, or when you're in a relationship? What are you imagining? What are your imaginations like? Because sometimes God might just be having mercy on you. The fact that you keep having a feel is God's mercy that is speaking, because you're going to enter into something that would be eventually more than you. So imagination is what we're talking about. What do you imagine constantly? And this man, he told me he was willing to do something, but he said he cannot counsel the fact that women, he had this preconceived idea about women. I said, you cannot generalize. You can't be talking about women in general. It doesn't work that way. And we laughed over it. And he was like, okay, he's going to give a try. But I'm talking to somebody that is willing to see a change in their life, right? You're willing to see a change in your love life. You're conscious and you're ready to work on your imagination and explore the power of your imagination in your love life, right? Because you have what God has promised you, experiencing divine love. And you, on the other hand, you also have your imagination, right? Your thoughts that you need to align for God's will to come to pass in your life. Are you thinking positively? I what does your thought pattern actually look like, is what I'm talking about. What does it look like? So if this video kind of bless you, it's just a short video. I just wanted to call somebody's attention on their imaginations. And I'm having these workbooks that I'm going to put in the description place, a link to the blog, right, where we have different workbooks: dating again, recovery from divorce, the roadmap to marriage, many workbooks that you can go across, breaking patterns in relationships. Going through this workbook will help you discover the different patterns that have helped you remain stuck in one position with your relationship life. And I have one other video that I did. It talks about giving up, those that have given up on love. You can go watch that video. On that video, I'm talking to people who lost hope completely when it comes to love, right? You can watch that video and you're going to see the different things that I'm sharing with you, different tips that I'm sharing with you to help ameliorate your love life. So that is it. And to bounce back, and a revival is a video that it's about revival in general, reviving your love life. So that is it. I hope this video blessed you. And if it blessed you, then don't forget to subscribe, like, share with somebody that needs to hear this. Because people talk about procrastination, the opposite of procrastination in love is wrong imagination, right? You're always waiting for the worst scenario. No, start expecting the best scenario this time around. Start expecting the best scenario, and you will see wonderful things unfold, right? Because you can project your thoughts on somebody, right? If you're that person that has a superior energy, there is a way you can project energy on somebody, and project circumstances with your thoughts, right? To align with the what is predominant. So that is it. And I want you to tell me down the comment section what are some of the things that you have imagined negatively, and maybe you've possibly see them come to pass, and you were like, I knew it. I knew that this person, I had this gut feeling. I had this gut feeling. Everything is not gut feeling. And here, please don't get me wrong. Now I have videos that I'm going to be releasing concerning how to identify the right person, what to look out for, how to grow in discernment when it comes to love. And that is a complete different thing, right? So these are two separate things, because many people call my gut feeling, my intuition, is just trauma, is just wrong mental thinking, wrong imagination. It's just something that needs to be wired and corrected within their imagination. So that's the case I'm talking about. So that's it. And my name's Gum Crystal. If you love my videos, I want you to drop a comment. Tell me what you think about imagination in love, and how it has affected the relationships of your loved ones around you. I really want to know. I really want us to share together. I want us to grow together. And see you next time. Bye bye.